Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of No Way Jose, starring the Boston Mass himself, the greatest bodybuilder to come out of New England, after Jay Cutler, of course, Jose Raymond.
Great job.
Yeah.
I thought you forget about Jay.
No,
Sterling, Mass is not considered New England.
Connecticut is part of, a lot of people don't even realize Connecticut's part of New England, so Evan Centopani is a New England bodybuilder.
Yes, indeed he is.
Yeah, they have like a weird accent down there. It's like quasi New York.
Yeah, they're farm boys. Evan is a farm boy.
I wouldn't say farm boy, but he's not a Guido like you would think you would with that.
Oh, he would say it's a farm boy. He's got a collection of John Deere tractors. And,
oh, geez.
You know, he just put out a notice on his Instagram that he's looking for like a 1994 Toyota Highlander or Forerunner or whatever. I'm like, what the hell are you looking for that for? It's old school. He just loves the way it drives.
I was gonna say that's very specific. He used to have one.
Yeah, he loves it.
Highlander is the one of the bigger ones because Forerunner was like the mid-size SUV.
Yeah,
I think there was one. Was there one bigger than the Highlander that they made too? I think so.
Oh yeah, but it's like a pickup truck. Oh, that's Sequoia.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Kai Green had one of those for a while.
Dude, unless you're driving a soccer team around, what the hell you need something like that for?
Yeah.
Anyway, the last time we talked, someone we knew had just passed away, and now we had another athlete go. Never met the woman, but it's tragic. 46 years old. She was a pro bodybuilder named Alena, Alena Kosinova, from Czech Republic, and I guess she passed away in Alicante, Spain, the night before she would have competed. We don't know exactly why. They're probably going to have to be, autopsy and all that stuff. But it's very sad. It's a lot of kids think 46 is old. Like if you're a 20-year-old watching this, you hear someone's 46, you go, "Well, that's old." Let me tell you guys. Jose, you're 47 now.
46.
46. Okay, so that's your age. I mean, you don't want to die right now, right?
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but no.
That's very young, guys. That's very young, and we don't know why. People are pointing fingers of blame and stuff, but we have seen athletes passing away at contests, either while they were competing, the day before they were competing, the day after they were competing. And I'm not saying that this was the case with Alena, but majority of the time it seems to be related to diuretic use, because steroids might take some years off your life in the long run, but they're not going to kill you right now. I could shoot a whole bottle of whatever. I'll have a big lump in my ass or my shoulder, but I'm not going to die. Whereas you F up with diuretics and it disturbs the electrolyte balance and your heart can stop beating. And unless you have like incredible medical attention right there. And I also heard the ambulance took 45 minutes to get to her. So that might have played a big role too. But yeah, man, I know you feel the same way. It's that people shouldn't be losing their lives in this sport so young.
No. Speculation is just that. It's speculation. We don't know precisely what she did. There are a lot of rumors going around as to who may be responsible, or ultimately it's up to the athlete. But oftentimes it is negligent to, at the least, to give advice that is that dangerous, if indeed that is true. But whatever the case, man, it is a shame. It's a life. It's a beautiful woman. She had family. Yeah. She's way too young to just pass. And obviously she was strong and somewhat healthy that we know of. Right. So something had to go wrong. And man, it's a message to all you out there, specifically the women that are really taking advice and not thinking it over. Think it over long and hard before you just take some random protocol. Again, I'm not blaming because I don't know the facts.
Yeah.
But in any case, whether it's even if it's fucking Dave Palumbo, Chris Aceto, Hani Rambod, even the best of the best, if you're not comfortable with what they're telling you, don't do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing you to do anything. They're advising you. You got to be educated. You got to know your body. You got to know your health risks, and don't do just anything because so-and-so said so.
Yeah.
Take your own health and life into your own hands. Don't listen to someone telling you to do something that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's getting out of hand. Like.
I mean, I don't want to defend, and there are some really negligent coaches, like you said, will give out these crazy. I hear about them starting competitors on diuretics 10 days out from a show, which that's insane. But at the same time, these people are adults, and you can't just put everything in their hands, because I know how this is going to sound. It's going to sound awful, but a coach's job is not to make sure you're 100% healthy. If you want to be 100% healthy, don't get into this sport. You're going to have to take some level of risk to look that way. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Their job is to help you win. You hired a coach. You're paying them good money to have an advantage over other people, either people that don't have a coach, or you're hoping your coach is better than their coach. And, you're putting the work in and everything. But yes, research, know what everything is. Don't take a compound you don't even know what it is. Find out about it. And for sure, take responsibility, because at the end, it's your life. It's not their life.
Yeah. God bless this woman. I feel so bad. It's 1 week after John, and I'm sure it ain't gonna be the last. Please just know what you're doing. Have an idea of what you're doing. If anything of what I've heard is true, don't start any sort of diuretic a month out, 3 weeks out, 10 days out. If you need a diuretic longer than 2 days out from a show, then you're not ready. You're doing the wrong thing, and you should bow out.
Yeah. We've both seen a million cases, I'm exaggerating, of people who didn't get lean enough. They just didn't get the body fat off, and they're looking for some magic trick at the end. And of course, it doesn't get more magic than diuretics, where you can lose a heavyweight bodybuilder can lose 20, 25 pounds of water overnight with diuretics easily.
Yeah.
He'll dry out, but the body fat's not going anywhere. If you have fat on your ass, you can suck all the water out of your body enough. You're not going to have striated glutes. You're just going to have a fat, flat set of glutes, I guess.
Right.
All right. Well, let's move on to something that's a little more, I wouldn't say happy. It's kind of bittersweet, because your good friend, great legend of the 202, 212 division, you're on the Mount Rushmore, but he's just off to the side, I would say, on some other mountain right next to it. Guy Cisternino. He announced his retirement at the Texas Pro on stage with Bob Ciccarello at the podium. And I was having a hard time hearing the speech, because the audio was in and out. Did he say it was because he just saw his injuries, his body was not responding the way it wanted to? What were his reasons? Do you remember?
I don't know. I think, Father Time catches us all. And I thought he looked great for his last show. I thought he looked great. And I beg to differ. I think Guy is right there on that Mount Rushmore. And not because of his placings, not because he was the biggest, baddest, best bodybuilder, but because he was relevant and he was there with us everywhere. He traveled the world with us everywhere. He did so much in promoting the sport, promoting the division, and being part of everything. He's outspoken. He's smart. Guy is very intelligent and so great at promoting himself and promoting the sport. And he, like I said, he was everywhere, whether it was Korea or England or Italy or Slovakia, anywhere, India, anywhere you can think of that I've been, he's been there with me. And he, he started the same year as me.
That's right.
So I beat him in 2007 at Nationals.
Yeah.
And then the next year at 2008, he won and turned pro. Well, remember, I broke my leg, so I didn't compete in '08. So we both had our rookie season the same year. So he actually outlasted me.
Yeah. Wow.
By 3 years. You know, so God bless him. You know, people don't think about that. I had a 10-year career as a pro, and I outstayed my welcome, you know, and he lasted 3 years longer than me. So that's a long time of competing and pounding your body and doing the damn thing. And I'm so happy for him. God bless him. You know, me and Jay just had a talk about him a couple weeks ago. I was down at the Jay Cutler Classic in Richmond, Virginia. My friend Taki was competing in there, and we were talking. And he said, guys got to hang it up. He's like, he goes, he can do so well. He's so great at the social media thing. He's afraid to stop competing because, you know, he won't be as relevant, but he'll be as much, if not more so, when he focuses on business. And he's like, he needs to just don't be afraid and move forward. And Jay was talking about how much his value exploded after he retired.
Right.
So he said the same thing can happen for Guy. He's like, he needs to stop. And sure enough, a week later, he's announced his retirement. Yeah. It's funny because, you know, I didn't tell anyone that. I wasn't expecting it. And then I saw it. I had sent Guy a text after the Tampa Pro, and my exact words were, you know, keep your head up. You're one of the gang that got this whole shit started. Yeah. So you know, be proud of yourself. He's one of the guys, one of the originals that really put the 212 on the map and made it to the point where we could have careers. Right. You know, if this were 25 years ago, who the fuck would Guy Cisternino be? But the 212 gave him an opportunity, and he made it happen. You know what I mean? He made sure he never won an Olympia or an Arnold, but he won a couple New York Pros. He made the best out of what he did do. I believe he has 7 pro wins, which is a lot.
Yeah, I have a list that I don't even think this is complete. 2011 Europa Super Show he won, 2014 Europa Dallas, 2014 Toronto, 2015 New York Pro, 2016 New York Pro, 2 years in a row. Yeah. 2016 Miami Pro, and I'm pretty sure he won at least another show somewhere in there that isn't listed.
What is Niagara Falls?
Oh, he won the Niagara Falls. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's 7 wins. He was top 10 at the Olympia 5 times. 7th place in 2012, 7th place 2013, 8th in 2014, 6th place 2015, 2020, 10th place. I mean, for a guy that when he turned pro, I don't think too many people were predicting great things for him in the sport. I certainly wasn't. I was like, well, he's got good legs, but he's gonna have a tough time up there. He did pretty damn well, and you know, anyone who follows him, and he has a lot of followers because people respect that work ethic and the intensity he has. You know, if I had to think of some of the hardest training people I've ever seen train in person, you're one of them, and Guy is definitely one of them. That guy doesn't leave anything on the gym floor.
I love Guy. I you know, again, like I said, he's done so much for the sport. He's done so much for things that people don't know, like fundraising things and charitable things, and he's involved in a lot. So, you know, the stage will miss him, but he'll be around. He'll be doing his thing. He'll be very relevant. He'll be shooting his mouth off somewhere. So I look forward to seeing it. And I'm very, very proud of him, and congratulations to a phenomenal career.
Yeah, Guy, if you're listening, I think it'd be a good idea sometime in the near future to get Guy on with you on this show.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Have you had him on your show yet? Boston.
Yeah, but he's too much of a pain in the ass. He'll show up 20 minutes late with a meal, or he'd be sitting in his car yelling at people. You know, he's out of his mind. He'll answer the phone mid interview.
Yeah, it's funny because I still never got to know him that well. I wouldn't say we're friends. I wish I knew him better, but that Nationals where he was driving, the Masters Nationals in Pittsburgh, 2013, when me and Maddie did it, you were there, and he drove us to that gym in Pittsburgh. I can't remember what it's called, but he was swearing at the other drivers the whole time. He had country music blasting. I'm like, this is not I have no idea who this guy is. I thought he was completely different character, but yeah, he's hilarious.
I don't think he knows who he is. He's a chameleon. He can adapt to any situation.
Yeah.
He loves hard rock. He loves country music, R&B. There's no situation guy can't adapt to.
What about you?
And he hates everyone, especially when he's driving.
Yeah, he's an angry driver for sure.
Yeah.
Country. Do you like country music?
No.
Me neither. I don't get it. I know
it makes me cry. You guys just talk about losing their dog and losing their house, and
wife left, the dog ran away, the factory shut down, and it's tough.
Yeah.
I know country's different now, but it's weird because all my Waltham family, which my side of the family, they were the last people I ever would have all expected to eventually get into country music, and they're all like fanatics about country now. I'm like, who are you people? I don't even know you anymore. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm sure there's some. I like the vibe. I like Luke Bryan. I like I like the vibe of the whole thing. I just don't know a lot of it.
Yeah,
Boston's not really a country city,
It kind of is though, because whenever they do that big country fest thing at Gillette Stadium, it's packed.
Right, right. But I don't hear it.
Who would have thunk? All right, let's talk a little bit of contest action. We'll go touch very briefly because I only want to talk about the top two in Alicante.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Before we go there,
I
want to talk about another top two.
Okay.
And I want to say it was in Tahoe. This might be one of the greatest stories of the week. Is two-time Miss Figure Olympia, Erin Stern.
Yeah.
Switched to bikini a little bit back.
Yeah.
And she just beat one of the greatest bikini competitors of all time, who will likely go down as the Dexter Jackson of bikini, Ashley Kaltwasser. Erin Stern just beat her.
Erin's like 40. She's in her 40s now. I know that.
At 75. I don't care how old she is. She's a smoke show. She looks incredible. She just beat Ashley. Like, not only did she take some time off, but then switch divisions.
Yeah.
And, I was like, oh, most people are thinking that's cute. That's competitive of her. Way to go.
Right.
But no, she's the real deal. It would be beyond amazing if she could go to the Olympia and never mind win, but be like a top 2, 3, be a real threat.
Wow.
And it looks like it's a distinct reality that she could be. That's exciting.
Did you look at the pictures or videos?
Yes. She's incredible.
So it was a very clear victory over Ashley.
Well, I wouldn't say clear victory. They're both ridiculous.
Because Ashley's won like 6 or 7 shows this season already, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, Dexter, I think she's up there with like somewhere between 25 and 30 career wins already.
Imagine that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Erin Stern.
Erin Stern, good for you. Because she came back, she took a long break and came back a couple years ago in pro fitness. Didn't she try figure too for a while?
Well, she was a figure.
Did she come back in fitness? Am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know. I think it was bikini, and she struggled a little bit at first.
Right.
But wow, does she look good?
Good for you, Erin.
When she was Figure Olympia, that was the epitome of what you would want for like a woman's figure, and she was gorgeous, and it wasn't too much, not too much muscle, not too striated. And now she's been able to morph into this bikini girl who I once again thinks is like the epitome of perfect condition, perfect musculature, perfect everything for a female body. It's not, her ass isn't, her butt, glutes isn't too big. It's not too round. Nothing looks fake on her. It looks just like a great athletic body. Like, man, I'm blown away that she's actually just beat Ashley Kaltwasser.
And that puts her in a good spot. And, the title is open now because Janet Leag announced her retirement. I don't know why she retired. She's finally won the damn Olympia. I think she won't try to hold on to it a little while, but yeah, it's anything goes. It could be her, could be Isa Pacini, could be, geez, there's a whole slew of it. They're just all so good looking. perfect bodies, and I would never
Yeah.
ever. I don't know how you guys judge. Yeah, you actually judged up in Vermont over the past weekend, right?
I did. It was very good show, very good quality. A few of them, the light heavyweight that won the overall bodybuilding kind of came out of nowhere because he just moved up from from middleweight.
Yeah.
And he wasn't huge, but he was so well put together. I swear his waist was 26 inches.
Wow.
And just so well put together, in great condition. He was one of Chris Tuttle's guys. And when they announced his name, the winner, he was genuinely couldn't believe it. He was like, "What?" Because the guys, the heavyweight was twice the size of him, and it was a great feeling, great to see. He deserved it. The figure winner can immediatesally go and be competitive nationally for sure. And the quality was really good. Not huge numbers as I was expecting, after this long layoff, but it was good enough. It was a great weekend. Good to see everyone, and overall it was great to be judging again and see all the other judges.
Yeah, I mean, I used to joke that there's more cows than people up in Vermont because it is a very rural area. But I assume this was in a place where there was, roads and electricity and running water and stuff.
A little bit, not a ton. It was in Burlington, South Burlington.
Okay.
So there was plenty of life there.
Yeah.
It was it took me 3 hours 45 minutes to get there.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not bad at all.
It was a hike.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. When Christian went to UMaine, that was 4.5 hours each way. Oh.
Yeah. But what was great is it was such a beautiful weekend. And we have so much fun up there every time. I think I've done it 6 years, maybe more now. I forget. But it's a good time for sure. Right. The promoter's Amy Pugliese. You know Amy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she's a sweetheart, and she puts her heart and soul into it. It was a really well-run event, and Big Dwayne from Diamond Gym was the head judge.
Oh, nice.
Me and Justin Randall were on either side of him. He just wanted to feel tall, having the shorties next to him.
Yeah. I know that I need to hang out with shorter people so I can feel tall. But yeah. All right. So that same day you were in Vermont. Oh no, it was actually Sunday. Alicante was Sunday.
Texas was Saturday.
Texas was Saturday. But let's talk about Alicante just because I only want to talk about Roelly versus Nathan. Because I had just seen Nathan. You saw it. I'm sorry. I just seen Roelly at the Chicago Pro, which was 3 weeks before that. And I was really hoping whatever his issues were with downsizing everything, we were speculating. I was hoping it was something he could resolve because I didn't want this to be the end of Roelly. He's been a pro for over 10 years now, but still, I don't want to see him go away this now. I'd like to get a few more good shows where we get the privilege of seeing him. He's one of the best guys of this generation. And it looked to me like he put on at least half of what he had lost in those 3 weeks somehow. Definitely looked fuller. Still not 100% back to the old Roelly, of course, but it was encouraging for me to see. And luckily that show qualified top 2 for the Olympia because Nathan did beat him, but they're both going to the Olympia now. Thank goodness. Because they're good friends. They used to room together, train together in Kuwait.
They're both oxygen guys.
Yeah. So did you see pictures, videos from that?
I did. And I agree. Roelly was definitely better from his last outing, but I think Nathan beat him handily. I think it wasn't close. And that wasn't even the best Nathan can be.
Right.
So Nathan outsized him, outconditioned him, outwith him, outposed him. Unfortunately, I love Roelly. I think he was better than he was, but he still has that wow is missing. I think he posed a little bit better. He didn't even try the side tricep this time, where you reach around. He just put it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. As a judge, is that acceptable?
I guess so. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But you're going to get marked down to a guy who knows how to do it and make it flow.
Okay.
And he didn't win that pose.
Mm.
And I don't know that even if he had his normal crazy condition where that tricep looks bananas, because as a judge, you're not actually judging the tricep. The side tricep doesn't always go to the best tricep.
Right.
It goes to the best flow, whose midsection looks tighter, whose abs are perfect, whose shoulder, everything. There's an art to the posing and how to display that.
Mm.
So it goes to the guy who hits it the best, not the biggest tricep. Same as the front double bicep. It's not the guy who has the biggest biceps who wins. It's, who flows the best, who has the best taper down to the waist, to the legs, everything involved. So, that said, I do agree that Roelly was better.
Yeah.
And maybe even significantly better. But from the photos I saw, I didn't see really dug out hamstrings and glutes. And so some of that fullness that he put back on took away from some of the condition that he had. So I really think it's a combination of things with him. And, a lot of people have chimed in and said, he hadn't trained for a long time, for any significant period of time due to COVID, that he wasn't able to find a gym. So he took an extended vacation. I don't know, but that massive, that Roelly from 2018 just isn't in sight to me. And rightfully so. At a certain age, it's hard to hang on to that peak performance that he was able to bring. Hey, listen, he's still second in a big show and going to the Olympia, and he's going to the Arnold as well. So he has some time to fine tune and really bring his best. So in my eyes, he was too small. And was it Chicago?
Yeah.
And then here, I don't think he was really hard enough. So there's still that opportunity for him to bring it perfectly and surprise some people.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Nathan, because he was awesome. He was I was very impressed with him, and he did a pretty quick prep.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to believe that, but
4 weeks.
I saw him 8 weeks ago, and he certainly didn't look like he was ready to look this good.
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome. I'm very happy for him. He had a rough couple of years, and I'm glad to see things are heading in the right direction for him.
Yeah, because I don't think we've seen Nathan at the Olympia since 2018. I don't think. Because he won the 2019 Monster Zim show in Korea, which would have qualified him for 2020, but then he had one last court date to finally resolve that old legal issue, and it made him at the last minute. He couldn't go to Vegas. It was still in Vegas back. No, that's Orlando. He couldn't get over here for the show. So finally, getting Nathan back to the Olympia, where he belongs in the Olympia. He's like a top 6, top 7 guy consistently. So
yeah, and I think he's gotten better. I really do. I think he's gaining confidence. His presentation is getting better, and he's getting better at peaking on the right day. I still think he can be better, but this was a very good version of him, because Roelly's not a small dude, by any means. And he had significant more width on him in the back double bicep, back lat spread, and the condition was good, considerably good.
Yeah.
He can be better. And if he does, he's significant. Yeah. I don't know where you would end up, but we'll see. Is he on the Arnold as well on that list?
I don't believe he is. No. I wonder if it's too late for them to add people to the show. I wonder. We'll see. Yeah. Because Phil Clahar, I'd like to see him at the Arnold, but he's probably all done for the season now, I would imagine. But yeah, that's what we got to talk about is the Texas Pro. Well, first of all, congratulations to Ahmed Elsadany after taking 2 runner-up spots in a row. finally got the win over Austin Carr. Props to Austin Carr. That kid turned it around, He turned it around in 1 week. He was like a water buffalo from behind at the Tampa Pro. It was embarrassing. Yeah. He didn't make top 15. And here, you know, Ahmed just has beautiful shape. Austin wasn't 100%, but he was maybe another week was all he needed. Another week, 2 weeks. He's on his way. But Ahmed, wow, you've competed against him. You've seen him many times. Fantastic.
Yeah, in person, he's one of the most structurally beautiful physiques you'll ever see. Like just so wide, it doesn't even make sense. He's wide like Rami wide on a short dude, you know?
Yeah.
And he's finally filling it all in. He's getting better at his presentation, which makes him look even bigger. For a while, he was like doing his front double like this.
Yeah, like crunched in.
Yeah, and I talked to Abdullah, his coach, quite a bit, and I was, you know, trying to give him some advice of like, have him open up more. He's got crazy taper, crazy lats, and he's hiding them with his biceps like that. And he would send me some video of him doing it and then redoing it. And he's definitely getting better and better and better. And he's another guy who could for sure be a threat at the Olympia if he nails his, you know, conditioning even better than he has.
That's what I was going to ask you, because it's a very small group of the elite. That first call out at the 212 Olympia, there's 6 guys max. That's all they're going to have up there. And we already know Clarita is going to be there. Kamal, Lunsford, George Peterson. So there's only room for a couple other guys. Assuming all those guys are on point, which I have no doubt they will be. You wonder who else could be in that first call out. I think Ahmed's got a good shot. Keon, if Keon's dialed in, of course.
There was a Russian guy that won the Alicante 212, guy named Vladimir.
Yep.
Another just freak show, grainy, hard. You know, you've seen pictures of him a month ago. He looked like he was 250. Like you'd never guess he was a 212 guy.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if he can get a visa to make it to the Olympia, but he is another guy who could definitely be scary. And these guys, it's pretty wild now. I was talking to Dwayne at the Vermont show. I was saying, you know, back 10 years ago, maybe the top 5 guys at the Olympia were crazy, you know, really, really good. But once you got to 7, 8, 9, 10, it wasn't as deep as it is today. Today is deeper than it's ever been. You know, so if you play 7th at the Olympia this year, you're nasty.
Yeah.
If you know, the top 10 are going to all be pretty much interchangeable and all crazy. So I don't remember it being that way for us. Like, I know I didn't worry about anyone. I was like, I got to beat Flex. That's it, you know? And these guys today have to worry about someone who's placing 10th could easily come in and whip your ass. It is deep. I mean, these guys are coming out of nowhere, from Russia, from Yugoslavia, from Czech Republic, from Iran, Korea, Mexico. They're nasty everywhere. And it's awesome. It's so awesome to see it, you know?
Yeah. It reminds me of Ronnie Coleman years ago. When he was Mr. Olympia, someone asked him, Ronnie, who do you see as your biggest competition, your biggest threat? He said, all of them. To him, they were all equally capable, because he said he knew he came up the ranks out of nowhere. Nobody expected him. Same thing.
What he meant by all of them was not a fucking soul. Nobody was close. I mean, Jay was the closest thing, and I don't think he feared anyone.
No, he was just he was humble.
He had to say the right thing.
He's a good dude. So before we get to the top 3 of Texas Pro, shout out to Hassan Mostafa, another 5th place. He was already had the points to get into the Olympia. He's doing this. He's doing the Arnold. He's doing the Olympia. This is going to be like 8 shows this year for this guy. Chris Aceto client, living in Las Vegas now, training at Flex Lewis's Dragon's Lair facility. He kind of looked the same to me. He hasn't gotten any better or worse. He's been pretty consistent this season. I still want that glutes and hams all dug out and striated and dry, but maybe they're saving that for the early Olympia. I don't know. I hope so, because I want to see it. So much muscle. Fourth place, 24 years old, Martin Fitzwater, coaches himself, pro debut, and he was hanging up there with these guys. It was pretty amazing. That's Brett Wilkins' training partner. Trains out at Armbrust Pro Gym in Colorado. Did you take a look at Martin? Because I've only seen him on like social media. Yeah. What do you think?
I thought he looked incredible. Incredible. And it didn't surprise me. Those two got some energy. They you know, they're trying to outdo each other. They're pushing each other. They both have young, fresh looks, and it's one of those things where they can feed off each other, and they're very similar in certain ways. They just have that physique that's really clean, nice to look at, you know, and with just enough size. Martin's not huge, but I remember when he was trying to win North Americans and stuff, he looked incredible. Every picture I saw, I was like, is that morphed? Is that fake? Who is this kid? But, you know, and he's built off of that. I don't know what he weighed, but he's probably your height, 240, 230.
Yeah. I was going to say, he looks about 230, 240. And he's growing. He's still got, that kid's still got so much growing left to do.
Yeah. Real bubbly. You know, he ended up, that was right where he belonged. Some people argue that he should have beaten, that he shouldn't have beaten Hassan but no, I think they're getting, you know, you see Hassan enough, you're no longer blown away by the cartoonish size.
Right.
Now you're like, why can't you bring it a little better? You got to start making improvements, or that's going to be your wheelhouse. Fourth, fifth, sixth, every show. Unless you can bring something different, he's got to make improvements, because, you know, aesthetically, he's not the most aesthetic. I think he can be if he nails his condition, because things just look different when you're absolutely peeled. But I think the judges, there is a human element that they start getting sick of it, like seeing the same thing.
Wow.
In fact, it looks like he's getting bigger.
Yeah, I mean, if I assume he's asked for judges' feedback, and if you've told this guy 5 times this year, come in harder next time, and he doesn't, if I'm a judge, I'm like, well, clearly you're not listening to me. So why am I going to reward you? You know, he's placing where he should be placing, but when he brings a condition, I think it's going to be a different story. Yeah, like you said, structurally, he has a little bit of a wide waist. He doesn't have the widest clavicles, but with all that muscle, it's so round and bubbly and full. If he could ever get like a John Jewett type of granite condition, good Lord, it'd be unreal. So the top 3, so we were doing on YouTube, we had a panel, Natalia Coelho, me, Goon, Mike Cox. And once it got to the top 3, Phil Clahar, Steve Kuclo, Ian Valliere, dude, I mean, we kind of all favored Kuclo, but in the comments, the chat section, every single guy had their support for the win. Clahar for the win, Kuclo for the win, Valliere for the win, and they all had convincing arguments. He's got this, he's got that. They all brought great condition. They were all big dudes. You know, well, Ian's probably actually the shortest out of them, because Kuclo's over 6 foot, Phil's over 6 foot. But these are 260 to 290 pound guys in great condition. I thought it was a judging nightmare. I said, if I was sitting there as a judge, I would just throw my pencil down and say, guys, I quit. I don't know what to do with these 3. What would you do?
I wasn't there. And this, more than any show of the year, is the I wasn't there type of thing. Like
you had to be there.
You know, certain shots, it looked like Kuclo dominated. His stature, and from his rear double by, his, you know, certain shots were just crazy. But then I would look closer and see that, you know, Iain was split through the glutes, the hamstring, the IT band. He looked like he might have been a little sharper than the other guys, and he improved on some of his posing. He looked like he was opening up better in his front double. He looked like he was opening up better in his rear double. He's constantly getting better, and when you're winning and improving, that's a recipe for huge success. And I have no problem whatsoever with Iain winning. Again, I wasn't there, but I have a feeling that he just had a more polished overall look to him in the skin, where every picture I saw, Steve was huge and striated. But was he too big? Was he too full at 290 pounds? Was he too much? I mean, I thought his front lat spread was awesome. It's so wide, big pillow chest, everything. He's definitely improved. That's the sad thing. Like that was probably the best Kuclo I've ever seen. But was it too much? Like could he have backed off just a smidge and been just a little drier to edge out Iain? I don't know. It wasn't there. But you can't argue with that call, because Iain won the week before, and it looked like he got significantly better.
Yep.
And he won.
Yeah,
Surprise.
He dropped 5 pounds between Tampa and
he looked it. He looked it, but he didn't lose any size.
Nope.
He was just looked a little sharper everywhere. A few of the pitches I've seen were pretty mind-boggling with Iain. So yeah, I thought that was great. Again, you could make an argument for Clahar, but his quads are awesome from the front. From the side, they're not as great. From the rear, they're even less impressive. His back is outstanding, arms, chest. The midsection is a little, no, I don't even want to say distended, because it's not. It's just not as good.
It's not flat. It's not flat. Put it that way.
Right. It's not as good.
A little bit of a curve.
And it's not as good as Kuclo. So they did a good job for such a difficult show to judge. I think they nailed it, and I think they made the right call. And everyone assumed it's Kuclo's backyard. He's going to win. Iain will be second because he's that good. But no, they made the right choice. I don't care if it's in your mother's basement. You're not winning if you're not ready, if you're not 100%. And they made the right call, and it was good for bodybuilding. It was good. There's no reason that Kuclo can't go and redeem himself at the Arnold and win. Or do you know how many qualified for the Olympia at the Arnold? Just one.
Just a winner. Yeah.
Well, you know what? There's no reason he can't win. If he comes in 5% sharper than he did there, which I know he can and likely will, the stature of that man is what's so impressive. The silhouette, like their heads are where his shoulder starts, So yeah. He's just so wide, so big, and he's gotten better. He's everything is better, more polished. He just needs to be a little to be lights out.
I honestly think, because I was complaining about the confirmation round extensively during our commentary when things were slow, because I was like, why do we need this round? It's ridiculous. And we got to go through the judging all over again. Why can't just bring it to the judging? If you're not in shape for the judging, oh well, too bad, you effed up. But I think Iain actually got sharper and it was only a time difference of 4 or 5 hours. He sharpened up a lot from judging to finals, whereas Kuclo kind of stayed the same. And if I'm a judge and I don't know which way to go, I think that would have influenced me. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know who to vote for, but Iain just got even tighter, so I'm giving it to Iain.
That's where the confirmation round comes in so important, because if it's a clear knockout in prejudging, then things aren't really going to change anyway.
Right.
But if it's so close, you're like, damn, man, I got to wait till tonight. We got to wait till tonight. And then sometimes even you'll be like, I can wait till the posing routine. I don't know. Let's see. There's so many factors that come to play. And that's why that is very important, that confirmation round. And sometimes that's why Weinberger will be like, all right, turn around. He'll have you posing for 12 minutes straight.
That's ridiculous.
Because you're both so close. He's like, I don't know. I'm going to give it to the guy who doesn't pass out.
Exactly. He'll check on them just to make it clear, everybody. He'll say, you guys okay? He doesn't want anyone to actually drop, but it's like last man standing. Who can still keep their composure and hit the pose?
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Oh yeah. So another, politically, people would have said going into the show, especially in judging, I was hearing people rumbling. Well, Iain's already qualified for the Olympia, so they're going to give it to Kuclo just to make sure he gets the Olympia. Because I've seen shows where it seemed like that might have been the case, but that definitely wasn't. Iain was all set for the Olympia, didn't need another win, didn't need anything. And Kuclo is tremendously popular, tremendously. Who would not want that guy on the Olympia stage? And in fact, I think Dan Solomon, if you're listening, you're not, I'm sure, but if someone tells you, special invitation, Steve Kuclo. Think about it. Think about it.
Mhm.
I mean, they used to give it to Gunter for no good reason. It's not like Gunter couldn't have qualified.
Yeah, that
somewhere.
was a whole different era when he was sponsored by Joe Weider.
I know.
Joe Weider liked the 6'2" blonde guy in the show.
But they always have that option to give out one special invitation because Kuclo has to beat William Bonac if he's going to win the Arnold. He's got to beat Roelly, who could be much better. Sergio Oliva, he's beaten before.
I'll tell you what, if he's a close second at the Arnold,
yeah,
and he's really improved and he's lights out, and he just gets edged by
Bonac or something.
By Bonac, then I say, yeah, I would give him a, but not just off of this particular placing. You want to keep the integrity of the sport, and it took a big jump by not having him win because Iain's already qualified or because it was in Texas. That was the best call of the weekend because they very easily could have given it to him, but they did what they felt was right and what apparently was the right call, and they did it for the right reason and because he was better.
Similar thing happened in Classic because Logan Franklin was a hometown Texas guy. He needed that he needed that win to qualify, but Robert Timms comes out of three years gone, way so much more improved than what I remember him as, and he won it on 1 point. So now he's going to the Olympia.
Yeah, let's briefly discuss that. Can Robert Timms push a Bumstead or be right there, top three? I don't see three better than him.
I don't see him. Sorry, guys. I don't see him worse than third. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's tall.
Frontable bicep is insane.
Yeah, his width is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's like he's kind of like Laureus, but a little bit bigger with the same proportions.
Oh, he killed Laureus. They were in the lineup together.
Yeah,
he killed him because his condition was so perfect too. He had those striated medialis, whatever, the rectus femoris there in the middle of the quad, striated everywhere. Where his legs, I heard someone else saying that he's imbalanced, that he's way too upper body, but I think he's just so wide. I think his legs are good, but no one's legs match that width.
He posted a couple pictures on his Instagram. He goes by Mr. Classic Physique.
Yeah.
Of 2018 or 2017 versus just this past weekend. His legs they've come up a lot because that was my knock on him years ago because I was supposed to hype him up. I was writing for Gaspari for a long time and he was one of their athletes, and I found it hard to hype him up because I'm like, man, this guy's legs, they're just he's killing me with these legs because his upper body was not that far off. It's better now, but like you said, for legs to match an upper body like that, he'd be an open bodybuilder. He wouldn't be in Classic anymore. Yeah.
Well, this guy's a dark horse in my eyes to beat just about anyone at the Olympia. Yeah. Chris, I don't think he's worried, but I think that just opened his eyes, made things a little more exciting.
Think about it. Second and third last year were like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah.
Breon and Terrence. Bumstead almost 6'1". Here comes a guy that's pretty much the same height, can match him on size, match him on the little joints, condition.
Better biceps.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the top two. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And who knows what could happen. Bumstead's damn good, but I got to see these two next to each other now.
Lord Byron and those three, you have 3 6-footers there.
He got bigger too. I've been looking at his Instagram, Lord Byron. It's what's
Sounds
his
like a
name?
porn star.
No, it's Lord Jones, right?
I call him Lord Byron.
It's Byron. Brian Jones is his name, but he goes by
Right.
Lord Jones. Yeah, he shocked the hell out of me last year. I never heard of that guy.
He was awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, man, we've covered a lot of ground today, as usual on No Way Jose. What's going on with the channel, with the website? Any news?
Not a lot. Not a lot. We Nate's been real busy with putting together his gym there, and I've been traveling and just lazy, not getting a lot out there, but we'll get back to it for sure.
Yeah, Nate joined Bayshore, my gym.
Yeah, because it's the only real gym in the area.
Where does he
used to go?
Where's he live? Where does he live?
He lives right in downtown, right near downtown crossing in the towers there.
It's a hike. Oof.
Yeah, well, it's only like 20 minutes to Bayshore.
Yeah, I guess.
It was about the same as he used to drive to GBF every day.
I mean, it takes me a little over 20 minutes, so I guess it's not that bad. You just have to know what time of day to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that 93 sucks sometimes. A lot of times.
Yeah. When you're a real meathead, you'll make the trip to get a good workout.
That's true.
Those smaller chain gyms are just suck. The equipment sucks, and then you get frustrated because you can't train the way you want to train.
Yeah.
There's no energy. You want to go in and see other meatheads and feed off each other and have that good camaraderie and good environment. So Bayshore is certainly worth the drive.
Have you ever trained at a Lifetime?
No.
Yeah, I had someone that I'm coaching. She has me train her every once in a while just to see what she's doing, form and everything. I don't know how anybody trains. Well, they aren't training.
No, they're exercising.
Because I stayed and did my own training. I was like, oh, this is oh my God. I could feel the intensity like oozing out of my pores at that place.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
I would love to visit one and go swimming and
there you go.
McDonald's slide and have a couple drinks out by the water. But as far as everyday training, no. Yeah. Like to use one of their bidets and all that kind of fancy stuff.
It's very fancy. Too clean.
Get a drink at the cafe.
No, they have a full restaurant. Mm-hmm. They actually have a full restaurant in this one and the one in Westwood. I just felt so out of place and like I just Bayshore. Bayshore's the best. Tim Dowling.
Yes.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah,
we love you, Tim. Yeah. So that is it, guys. I want you to check out the Boston Mass channel on YouTube. That's where Jose has his podcast, his gym visits, all kinds of cool content. A lot of it co-hosted with a buddy, Nate Teller, we were just talking about. Go to his website, thebostonmass.com, for coaching services, merchandise, and so much more. And of course, on Instagram, you need an extra E to get in there. It's the THEE Boston Mass. I think you got to do the little @ sign first, or you're not going to find it. At the Boston Mass. Yeah. So, man, good talking, good catching up.
Always a pleasure, Ron.
Let's hope next time it's all good news. We'll start hyping up Arnold Olympia and all that good stuff. And that's it. Thank you, Jose. As always, appreciate it very much. And guys, we appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give a thumbs up. Don't ever give a thumbs down. We don't like that. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Ron. Peace.